Hello everyone, this is Poohhead189, and today we're starting a new Versus series. But instead of doing Dragon Ball characters versus each other, I decided to use my knowledge of other universes to make it interesting. So today we are talking about Kid Goku during the first few arcs of Dragon Ball versus Darth Maul. And don't worry, I am going to still do some Dragon Ball verses every now and then with just Dragon Ball characters, and maybe some other anime as well, but I wanted to branch out a bit. And also remember, I have a video on how to win a lightsaber duel for certain characters that I made on my other channel. I'll put that link in the description below. Anyway, let's get started. Now, before we begin, we need to make a few notes. Firstly, this is not Dave Filoni's Darth Maul. This is Darth Maul before the Dark Times. And truth be told, he got nerfed heavily in the new Star Wars canon. I mean, if you've seen Maul Shadow Lord, he was good, but goddamn, he was debuffed. That show was cool on the surface, but if you look a little bit deeper, it really was not super deep. Not to say all the new Star Wars is bad. Some is good, if not great, but a lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense. But let's not get into that. Anyway, we are talking about Darth Maul during the Phantom Menace, and all of the supplementary material around that era. As for Goku, this is Kid Goku, and I'll do two versions of him. Firstly, Goku before Roshi's training, or at the beginning of Dragon Ball, let's say. And secondly, Goku after Roshi's training. And yet again, I must remind you that if you have it in your head that Goku has a power level of 10 at the beginning of the series, please shove that out of your mind. Now, what do these guys have going for them? Well, first let's start with Goku. Whether this is before or after his Roshi training, he has super strength, super speed, martial arts skills, is highly durable as his Saiyan heritage allows, and has a heightened sense of smell. Also, he has some amount of ki manipulation or control after some practice and observation, and particularly after Roshi's training. Although if we're going at the beginning of Dragon Ball, like the very first few pages, he does not have the Kamehameha yet. Anyway, he also has his tail, which is both a weakness and a strength, in different respects. It acts as a second limb, and it can help him transform into a great ape or Ozaru, yet catching it and squeezing it can cause Goku great pain and paralysis. Before Roshi's training, Goku can knock out wild animals and large opponents without much difficulty, can survive small caliber rounds, can lift about 1,000 pounds, maybe more, and he also has the power pole. Next we have motherfucking Darth Maul. While not the Dark Lord of the Sith, he is a Sith Lord, and a living weapon. In fact, more on that later. He has super senses, with the Force, super speed and reflexes, and his strength and durability can be augmented as well with his Force powers. Honestly, it's much like Ki in a way. One needs only watch Genndy Tarkovsky's Clone Wars and see Mace Windu punching apart battle droids, super battle droids technically, on the Battle of Dantooine during, you guessed it, the Clone Wars. And this is before he destroys a seismic tank and is given water by a young human male named Paxi Silo, like he's in a Gatorade commercial. Also, there is some controversy in how Windu can do that when, during Episode 2, he and about 100 plus Jedi were whittled down by an army of lesser size, but we should also remember he was never harmed himself, and he also grew stronger over the course of the conflict. Anyway, back to the discussion at hand. Speaking of the Force, it is also an ability Maul has that he can utilize, and something he is more easily able to manipulate during our battle than Goku manipulating Ki. Now, at the beginning of the novel Darth Maul Shadow Hunter, Maul faces 4 dueling droids. Each dueling droid wields a different melee weapon. Each has been given speed and reflexes slightly above the human limit, so they are technically a bit faster than the human maximum. And Darth Maul is an Iridonian, but they pretty much have the same sort of biological makeup as humans. And each of these droids are programmed with the skills of a dozen martial arts masters. In the span of about a minute, Maul destroys all of them, and only really using his lightsaber and physical attacks, not actually using Force powers to attack them. And in the novel Darth Plagueis, the titular Lord watches Maul fight and congratulates Sidious on training him as more of a living weapon than a true apprentice. Darth Maul was built for combat, and his hatred only makes him more powerful. He truly is one of the most dangerous beings in the Star Wars galaxy, at least before Disney Star Wars. Now, for this first fight, we're going to assume Goku's power pole can withstand a lightsaber. Lightsabers can cut through almost anything. However, the power pole is extremely durable, and so we'll give that to Goku. And the way this fight starts is that either Darth Maul is wandering through Kid Goku's territory, or Maul has been tasked with assassinating Goku, as Darth Sidious has foreseen that he will grow up to be a powerful warrior with the potential to destroy the Empire. Either way, it's hard to imagine either would catch the other off guard. Though I think in all of these battles, Goku would be more difficult to catch off guard from far away due to his sense of smell, and Maul would be more difficult to backstab or trip up very close, as his force abilities not only allow him to move quicker than most beings, but it gives a sort of precognition and allows one to read another's movements and know what they'll do next for a split second. This is how come lightsaber battles, particularly in the prequels, look so quick and wild, and also why it doesn't seem like they're going for the kill shots 100% of the time. It's because Qui-Gon knows Maul's next attack, and Maul knows Qui-Gon's defense, and Qui-Gon knows Maul knows that, and their arms move and they have to redirect for a split second. And so Goku leaping out of a tree to attack might take out an inexperienced Jedi or Sith, but not Darth Maul. He's always ready to fight to the death. Now in this fight, Goku would have a physical strength advantage, even at the beginning of the manga. However, Maul can match it in short bursts, we need to note. And unfortunately for Kid Goku, Maul is more skilled at this time. He's been trained since birth, essentially, and if he can take out 4 droids with the skills of a dozen martial arts masters and they're faster than humans can move, Goku would not be easy. But Goku is not skilled enough yet. In all likelihood, Kid Goku would block a few lightsaber strikes, but unless he somehow surprises Maul with his superhuman powers or extending the power pole, and he ends the fight immediately, Maul would win after a brief but intense struggle. Although I think that this is Kid Goku fighting Darth Maul is sort of like Yoda fighting Darth Maul with like Kid Goku like bouncing around. That'd be such a funny image. So Goku has a chance if he uses his strength to his advantage, or if Maul underestimates him. But Maul's speed, skill, and force powers would be too much in most instances, at least for Goku at the beginning of Dragon Ball. By my estimation, Darth Maul wins 8 out of 10 times. However, if we had beginning of the series Yamcha join the fray, it would be a far more even fight, I think, though I doubt Yamcha's sword could withstand a lightsaber strike, but still. However, now we get to after Roshi's training. Now in Dragon Ball, when a character trains under a master, one of 2 things occurs. 1, they gain skills because of something a master teaches them, and sometimes this is off-screen, and we only see a part of their training. Or 2, they gain skills because of a strength increase, which coincides with certain Eastern ideas of enlightenment. The easiest example of this is Goku's gravity room training allowing him to read Krillin's mind. Sure, Goku could give telepathic messages beforehand, but the intense training unlocked another telepathic skill for him. Now when it comes to Roshi's training, it appears Goku is more able to see swifter movements and move swifter himself, and he is able to utilize a larger skill set now. It's difficult to know if Goku's Mad Dog style came from his training with Roshi or before, though Goku does learn the afterimage by watching Jackie Chun move. Now if Goku meets Maul again, he does now have a Kamehameha, and a fairly capable one. He's also even faster, even stronger, even more skilled, and while Maul can leap many meters into the air, Goku can leap probably 4 to 5 times higher than that, maybe even much further, and it's hard to say if Maul's lightsaber would be as effective against Goku. I think it could still pierce Goku's skin, but I don't think it would cut him to ribbons like it might have before training. And if Darth Maul tried to force choke or force crush Goku, I think Kid Goku would break out of it like he did Giran's gum, maybe even more easily. Really, while Maul still has a wider range of skills and still wouldn't be a pushover, I believe Goku wins this 7 times out of 10, unless Maul uses every ounce of his skill and Goku rushes without thinking. Though even then, the only thing that would actually hurt Goku this time is the lightsaber. Beforehand, Maul could punch and kick Goku and augment his strength. However, here, even if he did that, he would not be in the same ballpark. Though his lightsaber probably would still be somewhat effective. Still, Goku has a huge advantage here and would win most of the time. He's got too much strength now, and he is now truly climbing into the realm of beyond most contemporary fiction, other than literal superheroes. In fact, I think I'll change my answer. I think Goku wins maybe 9 times out of 10, actually. I think if we want to do a more even fight between Darth Maul and a Dragon Ball character, we might choose Yamcha halfway through his training for the tournament, potentially, and then give him something that can block a lightsaber, and that might be far, far closer. But Goku with Roshi's training is just far too strong, and Darth Maul would maybe win 1 out of 10 times because just of how good he is, but Goku still has the overwhelming advantage for that fight. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I made it as a thank you to my patrons, really, and all those that donated on the coffee and who plan on doing it in the future. Thank you all for your support. It is really appreciated. All my links are below, and I hope you all have a great day. All right, see ya.